Hi all, David Peck here, and today's video I'll be reviewing my top 20 favourite video games I enjoy playing the most of all time. These are my top 20 games that I've played, and I see them as my most playable, replayable, favourite games I enjoy playing. Most of these games I haven't actually played for years, but a lot of them was my childhood growing up. We'll go through the top 20 games. I'll just do a quick snapper of each game. And then, we'll see which one hits number one. So first one up is Donkey Kong Country 2. So Donkey Kong Country 2 originally came out on the Super Nintendo. This one here is actually the Game Boy Advance version of it, because I don't actually own the hard cartridge of Donkey Kong Country 2. So that one is number 20. Alright, next one on the list is Jungle Strike. Now, Jungle Strike was a game that came out on the Sega Master System, or I owned it on the Sega Master System. Basically, you take control of a helicopter, do some missions, great game, a lot of maps. I enjoyed playing this game a lot in the 90s when I owned this game. So that's Jungle Strike at number 19. Number 18 is Super Mario 35. Now, Super Mario 35 is a unique one. I don't actually own that game physically because it was only released during Nintendo, or Super Mario's actually, Super Mario Brothers 35th anniversary, which was, 5 years ago now, in 2020. It was only released for a short period of time on the Nintendo Switch, which you could play online. I've got the game here loaded up actually. You can't actually play it, but basically it's based on the original Super Mario Brothers game, but with a multi-level multiplayer kind of version of it. Bit hard to explain, but look it up if you want to learn more about it. That's Mario 35. Okay, next game on my list is Super Mario Maker 2. This is my dream game when I was growing up, Super Mario Maker 2. Basically, the concept of this game is that you make your own Super Mario Brothers levels. You design the levels, you design the creatures on the levels, the missions of the levels, how to play the levels. I played hundreds of hours of this game on Nintendo Switch. Make your own levels, upload it to the world. That's Super Mario Maker 2. Alright, at number 16. Alright, let's do number 16 now. Hang on a sec, let me just get it ready for you. Number 16 is the original Donkey Kong arcade machine. Now, with this game here, I'm going to just move the camera a bit, because I actually own the original Donkey Kong arcade machine. Here it is. So this is the original Donkey Kong arcade machine. Back in 1981, this arcade machine came out. It's the first ever major hit for Nintendo. First time we actually see Donkey Kong and Mario. So there we go. Back in 1981, the original Donkey Kong arcade machine. Alright, let's put this back down. Alright, there we go. Make sure, there we go. Alright, the next one is, at number 15, is Age of Empires. This was my first ever PC game I played back in 1998. I absolutely love this game. I've retired from playing it. This is actually Age of Empires. It's actually the original, the first one here on... There's actually 4 games on this disc. But it's the original one here. Age of Empires with the expansion, Rise of Rome. Played on the PC. Fantastic game. Back in 1998. Ahead of its time. Next one is Bionic Commando on the original NES. I've actually uploaded a video on my channel of me playing through this game. If you want to go search it, I might put a link in it in the description. So there we go, Bionic Commando. A NES game. Was able to complete this when I was younger. It takes me now about an hour to complete this game. So that was number 14 in Bionic Commando. Alright, next game is, number 13, is Super Mario 64. What a fantastic game this is. Super Mario 64 was the first ever game that I owned on the 64. I'll just get the game for you and show you it. Here it is there. That's the console. It's a bit worn, this one. It is over almost 30 years old, actually. I think next year will be 30 years old. Celebrating 30 years of this game. So, Mario 64 on the original 64. Nintendo Switch actually released a HD version of the game. So this is the Nintendo Switch HD version of the game itself, with alongside 2 other Mario games. So fantastic game. You can tell a game is awesome when it's re-released as a HD kind of version of the game itself. Alright, number 12 I've got is GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64. What a fantastic multiplayer game this is. One of the best games ever to be played on the Nintendo 64. Multiplayer split screen. That is my number 12 favorite game of all time. Alright, next one. Let's get the next one up. Next one is Super Mario World. I played this game in the early 90s. I didn't actually ever own this game. My uncle owned this game. And every time I was at his place, I would absolutely smash this game and play it. I've got here the Super Nintendo multi-game cartridge of it. So this cartridge features 4 Mario games. One of them is Super Mario World. Alright, next game on my list. Alright, we're entering the top 10 now of my favourite games of all time. Number 10 is Age of Empires, again, but it's Age of Empires 2. So I'll re-show this one. So I showed you previously Rise of Rome. Now we've got the Age of Empires 2, so it's those 2 on the end there. Age of Empires 2 and the expansion for it came out early 2000, was re-released a couple of years back on HD. You can actually play this game on Steam. Excellent game, Age of Empires 2. It's one of those when the sequel's better than the original. Alright, next one is Diablo 2. Now, Diablo 2 was a game originally on the PC. I played it back in the early 2000s. The Nintendo Switch released a HD version of this game. So I've actually got it here. Basically, hold on a sec once it loads. But yeah, you can't really see much here. Here we go. Here it is. There it is. Diablo 2. Yeah, later, mate. Sorry about the reflection, but Diablo 2. I don't know where my hard CD version of this game is, which I owned. It's kind of gone missing. Number 8 is Skyrim. Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Released on numerous consoles. This is the PlayStation with the expansion on the PS3. And I've also got the Switch version of this game as well. So that's Skyrim at number 8. Number 7 is Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Oh my goodness, what a fantastic game. I hammered this game on the Xbox. Probably the only game I really played on the Xbox besides Halo. But there we go. Grand Theft Auto Vice City. This game came out in 2002, I believe. And it's set in 1986. And if you think about that, 1986 to 2002 is the closest period of time than 2002 and 2020, what are we, 5 now. So that's Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Later on, the HD version of the game was released. I've got it on the Switch. It's this one here on the left. So yeah, that is number 7. Alright, number 6 is Halo 3. You would have seen another video I did ranking my Halo games. I'll put a link in the description for that. But this is the actual Halo Collector's Edition featuring Halo 3, but in HD. So this is on the Xbox One. Halo 3, great multiplayer game. That is my number 6. Number 5 is Donkey Kong Country. So we talked about Donkey Kong Country 2 earlier, but this is Donkey Kong Country 1. Now, I don't actually own that hard copy of that game. However, I'll show you something else, which also I've done a video on my channel. This is the competition edition of Donkey Kong Country. But yeah, Donkey Kong Country is number 5. All right, 4 to go. 4 to go. 4 to go. Diddy Kong Racing. Diddy Kong Racing on the Nintendo 64. What a fantastic game. It's a racing adventure game. Number 4, Diddy Kong Racing. All right, number 3. Number 3, it's got to be a Pokemon game. We all played Pokemon. If you're my age, everyone owned a Pokemon. And my favorite Pokemon was Pokemon Crystal. Second generation Pokemon. Love this game. On the Game Boy, original Game Boy Color, Pokemon Crystal. Featuring 251 Pokemon in the Pokedex. There we go. Now we're up to the top 2. Number 2, probably my favorite game growing up before I hit being a teenager. But that's Super Mario Bros. 3 on the original NES. Definitely the best NES game of all. If anyone puts another NES game higher than Super Mario Bros. 3, you're delusional. This is the best game on the NES, and it's my second favorite game of all time. Well, there you go. It's that Super Mario Bros. 3. All right, and the last game, my favorite game of all time, the one I've played the most, I've dreamt the most of playing, Banjo-Kazooie. There we go, Banjo-Kazooie, number 1 on the original Nintendo 64. What a fantastic game. Speed runs, gameplays I can do of this. Haven't played this for a while, maybe a year or 2 now, but Banjo-Kazooie is my favorite game of all time. Well, there you go. There's my list of my top 20 video games of all time. Thank you and goodbye.